Are you skinny fat and looking to transform your body but not sure if you should bulk first or cut first or do both things at the same time? Let's simplify all of this in this video. Let's do this. Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Most of us already know that if we are overweight, then we need to cut calories and focus on fat loss. And if we are skinny, then we need to bump up our caloric intake and focus on building muscle or bulking up. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. But what if you have some amount of fat around your stomach, which you need to get rid of, and at the same time, you have a skinny upper frame, not much muscle? What do you do then? This is exactly what is known as skinny fat. A skinny fat physique has two major problems. Like I mentioned before, number one is you have excess body fat, which you need to get rid of. And number two, not enough muscle. So let's simplify it and let me tell you how I would go about fixing this issue. But before we move ahead, please show some love, please show some support by liking this video. If you are new around here, if you're an average Indian just like me who's either working or studying in the US, in India or anywhere else in the world, and you are looking to lose fat, build muscle and just live a healthy lifestyle in the most sustainable way, then please do consider subscribing and also leave a comment down below. Let me know if you have any questions and I would be happy to answer. With that being said, let's get started. Alright, let's divide skinny fat into three categories. Category one. Let's say you're skinny fat and your overall body weight is more than it should be. In other words, it's more than the ideal weight based on your height and age. For example, if you are a 25-year-old who is 175 centimeters tall, let's say your body weight is 190 pounds, whereas ideally you should be 175, 180. Then you fall in this category. My recommendation to you would be to first start a fat loss phase because you already have a lot of fat stored on your body. So create a 300 to 500 calorie deficit from your maintenance, train hard, lift heavy and focus on recovery. And continue to be on this fat loss journey until you reach your ideal weight or close to your ideal weight, and then start step 2 of the process, which is a lean bulk phase or lean muscle building phase. This is where you will primarily focus on building some hardcore muscle. And in the muscle building phase, you want to be eating at maintenance calories or close to or a little bit more than maintenance. You don't want to create a huge surplus. The goal is to lean bulk. You don't want to put on too much fat while building muscle in the process. So if you fall in this category, you should first be looking at burning fat, and once you do, move on to a muscle building phase. Again, making sure that the surplus is not too much so that we limit the amount of fat you gain during the process. Let's move on to category 2. Let's say you are skinny fat, but this time you are within your ideal weight for your age and height. So basically you're at a healthy body weight, but you don't have the right body composition. So here I would recommend focusing on something called body recomposition. It's basically the process of changing the ratio of fat mass to lean mass. These are all fancy terms. In very simple English, it's the process of burning fat and building muscle at the same time. To achieve this, you want to be eating slightly lower than maintenance calories. I would say create a very small calorie deficit of not more than 100 to 200 calories. And as always, focus on your training, focus on progressive overload, focus on really pushing yourself and lifting as heavy as you can so that you can build muscle and at the same time burn fat because of that small calorie deficit you have created. Understand that this process is a slow process, but as long as you stick with it, as long as you believe in it, you will see great results. Moving on to the final category. Again, skinny fat, but this time you are below your ideal weight. Again, you don't have too much muscle, but at the same time, you don't have too much fat on your body. You still have a belly, you might still have fat on your love handles, lower back, but not as much. My recommendation here is going to be the exact opposite of category 1. So start with the lean gaining phase or lean muscle building phase. Start at maintenance calories and slowly increase the surplus to about 100 to 200 calories. Again, don't create a huge surplus, guys. You don't want to put on unnecessary fat. The more fat you put on, the more difficult phase 2 is going to be, which is the fat loss process. So focus on building muscle. It's going to take some time. I would say anywhere between 5 to 7 months, and then move on to phase 2, which is the fat loss phase, to strip off all the fat that you might have gained during phase 1. Same thing with this phase, guys. Do not create a huge deficit. The point is to retain as much muscle as you can. You've worked so hard to build during phase 1. So hopefully I was able to solve your skinny fat problem. I tried to break it down as simple as possible. So I hope you learned a thing or two. And with that, we come to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative. If you did, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. And until next time, guys, you take care, you stay safe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace. Please go ahead, like the video, subscribe, and oh yeah, focus on building muscle and